At 7 o'clock in the evening, the mass vaccination point closed its doors, delivering a report on how many people were immunized against COVID-19 today.
From early hours in the morning, the population of the island went to their appointment to be immunized in the second round of mass vaccination, which during the first day applied more than 6,000 doses of the Sinovac biologic. The Secretary of Health, Julian Davis, delivered a report of this session.
The
reception of the community has been very positive, has shown with the high influx that we have had today. They have understood the importance of having the second dose, the scheme, complete vaccination against COVID-19. We must maintain the measures we have been establishing since last year, which are social distancing, no agglomerations, use of masks, and frequent hand washing. It is important to follow this until we are fully confident that we are already in the collective immunity that will allow us to return to certain type of normality.
The head of the health department extended an invitation to the public to come and get immunized against COVID-19 during this mass vaccination.
Aprovechamos esta oportunidad, tenemos las vacunas disponibles.
Let's take advantage of this opportunity we have, the vaccines available, the personnel available, and the logistics in an impeccable way ready for it. People who have not been vaccinated yet, come and get vaccinated if you meet all the criteria.
The departmental government indicated that it is essential that a high percentage of the department population be vaccinated against COVID-19 in order to fully open up all economic sectors.
During the programming of the second mass vaccination session in the department, authorities enabled free transportation routes for people residing in sectors such as St. Louis and the Hill. Here we will tell you more about this and other details in this report.
Today, the convention center of the Teleislas was again the campus of the second stage of the mass vaccination sessions against COVID-19 in the islands. The authorities hope that with this second session they can reach 33,000 people immunized so that herd immunity can be achieved in the department. The Secretary of Health, Julian Davis, stated that they expect that 600 people will be vaccinated every hour to reach the program goal in the last days that will last until July 23rd at 7 p.m. Likewise, the competent authorities announced that free bus routes were enabled for people living in the sector of San Luis and the Hill. For this, they will only have to verify that the bus have the Mi Vacuna sign in the front window. These routes will run from 7 a.m. every hour until 6 p.m. On the other hand, it is also important to mention that the vaccination point on the hospital is currently available for those people who have scheduled doses of vaccines that do not correspond to the Sinovac. The community is reminded to bring their vaccination card if they have already received the first dose of Sinovac in order to obtain the full dose. If you had not received the first dose, you can also receive it by simply showing your identity card.
And in order to provide support to children who start classes, the National Police, in conjunction with the Family Welfare Institute, were present today at the Bolivariano School.
The children's police officers were present along with family welfare officials on the first day of in-person classes held at the Bolivariano Institute. The police officer in charge explained what the visit was about.
Today at the Bolivariano, the back-to-school launching activity is taking place, where the National Police made a welcome message to give them recommendations on biosecurity measures, the use of protective elements, and physical distancing, in the same way recommendations for children were going out.
On the other hand, a family welfare officer explained how they accompanied the activity.
The objective basically is to give the children them a warm welcome back to their school process. So today, we welcome all the school today at the Bolivariano, but we are going to be welcoming all the schools in the department. So basically what we're aiming to do as the Colombian Institute of Family Welfare is to let you know that we are with you as co-responsible of the education process of our children.
In the activity, there was also a delivery of some school supplies that were given by the National Police to the children of the Bolivariano School.
And after being deprived of her freedom for 2 months in Santa Marta, the Colombian-American marine biologist Alexandra Pineda was able to regain her freedom in an operation carried out by Unified Action Group for the Defense of Personal Liberty, or GAULA, in coordination with the Technical Investigation Corps, or CTI. The authorities indicated that the case is due to enforced disappearance, so the facts are still under investigation. Alexandra Pineda is the scientific director of the Seaflower Foundation, an organization that works for the conservation of the archipelago's biosphere reserve.
Through a letter, Congresswoman Elizabeth J. Pang requested the mayor of Old Providence to continue dialogues with the community around the reconstruction of the sister island.
Considering the difficult situation that the inhabitants of the municipality are going through in terms of solution for the recovery and reconstruction of housing, the economic reactivation of both tourism and fishing, the representative Elizabeth J. Pan requested the mayor of Old Providence to continue the dialogues with the community, seeking to guarantee the continuity of dialogue in the consultation tables established between the community and the national, departmental, and municipal governments, and that in this way the process of reconstruction of Old Providence and St. Catalina can become a reality. The House Representative of the Archipelago of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina, Elizabeth J. Pan, requested the mayor of the neighboring municipality of Old Providence and Santa Catalina not to suspend the dialogues with the community.
I believe that we must prioritize the real needs of the community of Old Providence, and I think that we have already made progress in the work at the community consultation table. We have made progress on the issues of the reactivation of fishing with AUNAP. The Human Rights Commission has come and listened to them, so there are some things that we have advanced. Many institutions have arrived and have been able to make an approach and have supported in some way or another.
The representative's request was formalized through a letter that she filed in the office of the municipal mayor's office this Monday, 19th of July, and also sent by WhatsApp to the mayor, Norberto Gary Hooker. The above, after the announcement that has been made of not continuing dialogue with the community leaders who are in Dignity Camp. Likewise, representative in the request sent to the mayor of the neighboring municipality called on to the community not to take to the streets, and that although there is a right to protest, this should be done peacefully without disturbing public order or endangering the life of the population and public servants.
I believe that this is a new opportunity. I have also spoken with the community and I told them that respect above all is important at these dialogue tables. You have to dialogue with respect so that they will respect you. That is the first thing. And second is that what is established or agreed upon must be complied with in the time given.
And in other news, the commander of the Specific Command of San Andres and Old Providence announced in the afternoon the capture of 3 people who were caught carrying drugs to Central America 100 miles from San Andres.
The 3 people captured are Nicaraguan nations and were caught in the middle of a maritime interdiction operation in the Caribbean Sea. The captured persons were being transported in a go-fast motor vessel and were carrying a shipment of alkaloids apparently destined for Central America.
In regards to this boat, thanks to the joint effort of the National Navy and Coast Guard, they conducted the pursuit for several hours, which prompted the personnel who were on the boat to throw the drugs into the sea. But we managed to recover from the water 45 sacks, which inside had 1,094 packages that when they were weighed gave a total of 1,100 kilos of cocaine hydrochloride.
In the last week, about 8,500 kilograms of cocaine hydrochloride have been seized in the Colombian Caribbean Sea, preventing more than $287 million from being entered in the drug traffic organizations.
Yesterday, during his speech at the installation of the ordinary sessions of the Congress of the Republic, President Iván Duque stated that his government will leave a totally rebuilt Old Providence and Santa Catalina.
Yesterday, during the speech of the President of the Republic from Congress, he referred to the reconstruction of the municipality, where he said that it's a personal commitment for him.
Que por primera vez en nuestra historia
For the first time in our history, a Category 5 hurricane stepped on our historic and indivisible archipelago of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina and the Keys. And we are making unprecedented efforts for its reconstruction in agreement with the communities. I want to make it clear that our government will leave a modern archipelago and a totally reconstructed Old Providence and Santa Catalina. That is my personal commitment.
Congresswoman Maria Jose Pizarro, who was at the dialogue and agreement table with the Fisherman Federation, also referred to the situation of Old Providence in her speech.
El pueblo raizal. The Raizal people in Old Providence have been living in tents for 132 days. This is an absolute shame. The territories of the ethnic communities are being stripped.
Finally, Congresswoman Elizabeth J. Pang, in an interview for the Institutional Channel, applauded the president's will, but also made a call for the authorities linked to the process to do more follow-ups.
I think that the permanent follow-up to each of the contractors is the reconstruction success, but also the coordination of those that are focused on the real needs of the community. We should be the community itself, the leaders of each sector, because we have 86-year-olds still living in tents. It is not only the housing, but also the mental and physical health of the people who still remain in tents.
The presidential term of this government will be until August 7, 2022.
Today and tomorrow, the young people of the municipality are returning to on-site classes after more than a year away from the classrooms.
The pandemic took them out of the classrooms and the hurricane destroyed the classrooms. However, thanks to the new temporary facilities, today and tomorrow students are returning to on-campus classes in Old Providence.
In our institution, Maria Inmaculada, we are totally happy, pleased, grateful to God, to Virgin Mary, for the opportunity that she gave us after a year of pandemic, after an emergency situation like the one we experienced during the hurricane, to have our temporary classrooms. Thanks to the Ministry of Education.
Tomorrow, the Hunin School also starts classes, both institutions observing the biosecurity regulation.
All students will assist every day to classes. Each grade will be divided into 2 groups. The first group will assist from 7 to 10 in the morning, and the second group will assist from 10:15 to 1:15 in the afternoon, with an average of around 15 students per group.
Some students prefer to have face-to-face classes.
It's better when you're in a class because, let's say in a class, you do piece of homework. Let's say when the class done, you can do another half.
On-site classes will continue with the alternation method.
In our Community Chronicles section, we will know the story of an islander farmer who lost all his production due to Hurricane Iota, and today is an example of resilience.
The passage of Hurricane Iota through the archipelago marked the lives of all the inhabitants of the island, especially the one of Nelson Marin, a farmer who had to lose all his agricultural production due to the strong winds and rain generated by the passage of Hurricanes Eta and Iota, which left him without his only source of income.
In my personal case, the whole farm dried up due to the saline and hurricane winds. The large amount of water caused the plantation to decay completely, and therefore the income and all the efforts of the farm collapsed. To start producing again, 4 months had to pass, so we could begin from the process of preparing the soil and resprouting the vegetables.
Marin lost tomato, cilantro, parsley, paprika, and eggplant crops. Faced with this trash pick scenario, he decided to face the situation with the conviction to raise his business again.
After the hurricane passed, I thank God that we came out alive. It could have been much worse. The next day, I knocked down what had to be knocked down. I started to organize and prune and start again. You can't just sit around lamenting and waiting. I believe that the key of the matter of all the negative things, it is to start looking for positive things. In our obstacles, you have to start looking for strength.
Nelson hopes to recover from the losses generated by the hurricanes so he can continue farming, a passion that helps him generate income and ensure food security.